Welcome. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Hopefully you had a wonderful Monday. I know I did. It was crazy. It went by like shoot. The weather was really nice outside. It was really crazy busy. Had a ton of customers today at our central place of employment, which is very cool. It's neat to be available to help people get stuff that they need to do to run their daily life. So very neat to be able to do that. And of course, it's like I'm like in my office is so disinfected. I think you could probably roll around in my office and get yourself disinfected, which is pretty cool. Somebody just replied yes or something. I'm sure let me turn everything off because everything is chiming and chinging over here, just going like crazy. So wanted to go through. I've been reading this started rereading a really cool book called Freakishly Effective Leadership for Network Marketers. Say that 10 times fast backwards. Again, that's freakishly, such a hard word, freakishly effective leadership for network marketers. Of course, it was written by the awesome marketing trainer, Ray Higdon, which is so powerful. And I ran across this and I've been working on, my coach has me working on leadership skills. So I figured I'd read a leadership book and get some tips there. So welcome. This says can't post to some destinations. I'm not sure what that means. Anyway, so welcome. If you're like me, maybe you've got a little bit of a team started. It might be growing a little bit faster than you can. You're like, oh man, what do I do? How do I manage this? What do I do to make them grow better? What do I do to make my team do this, do that, and the other? So this book, I'd highly recommend if you don't have this book that you ordered. I think you can actually order it on Amazon. I know I got mine on Kindle. I've got a Kindle read over here. It's actually on my iPad. Again, that's Freakishly Effective Leadership for Network Marketers. Very cool book, very easy read in terms of just, it's like I said, it's a very easy read, makes a lot of sense. And there's some bullet points in there you can definitely highlight and use and reuse. So highly recommend that you get the book especially if your team is starting to grow and you're starting to take off and you need some direction and advice. The second tip I would recommend is that you join Rankmakers. That's definitely someplace you want to go and plug into. They just did a 30-day free trial. So if you missed out on that, sorry, but it's really affordable. It's like $20 a month. You can get in there. You can learn whatever you want. There's no contracts. Get in and check it out, and it'll really help you help you market, learn how to market, learn how to prospect, learn how to follow up, do all that kind of stuff. Very cool. A lot of mindset stuff to help you get your mind right. So when somebody comes at you with a bunch of negative BS, you can just let it bounce off and keep moving. So let's check this out. I'm going to go through these for you. If you would like at the end, like I always say, I've got some really just awesome kick butt scripts that I use for marketing that I learned actually from Rankmakers that are really working very well for me. So if you'd like those, feel free to jump in. If you're here, I see some people are watching. I'm not sure where you're at, maybe out on Periscope somewhere. I can't really see you because you're not in my dashboard. If you're on one of my pages, another one of my channels, you'll probably see a link that says join in at StreamYard. Just click on that. It'll bring you into my dashboard over here. It's a software that allows me to sit in one place and broadcast, and I can share it to my timeline. I can share to 5 different places at one time, basically put it in there. Hey, Marcia, thanks for swinging by. So check this out, y'all. So here's the first one. It says best leadership practices and what to avoid. I'm not sure what page this is on, but it's in the book. So if you want the whole entire book, recommended if you want these to read for yourself. I don't go over these. I thought it were very interesting. So here's some of the best practices as a leader, as well as what to avoid in doing. 1, strive to make it easy. To point out a system you and your company use and how anyone can follow the system without being credible, special, and expert, or have a large following. So I'd like to say this. People talk about, what are you talking about on a Facebook Live? Well, one of the things that makes it really easy to do a Facebook Live is understanding the format. That's a whole nother training. But being able to find an article like this that you don't have to be an expert in, you can find them in magazine aisles or anywhere, and you can get on Facebook and talk about stuff that you did research on. But the cool thing about here is point out a system that you and your company can use and how we use it. Now, our company, they have a real cool automated system that we can simply, when we reach out to somebody, we ask them if they're open to take a look at, they say yes, we send them a link, and it's actually personalized with their name in it, and it actually goes through the presentation, and it gives them options to choose which path they want to go down or look at as much information as they want to or not. And it's all completely automated. It's about 18 minutes, maybe 22 minutes long, depending on which path you go down. And then at the end, it gives them an option of whether or not they want to be a customer, they're not interested at all, or they want to become a teammate. And it gives them those options. And the cool thing about it is it notifies me as the user when they started watching it, if they've continued watching it, and when they've completed watching it, it sends me whatever their decision was they made at the end, so I can appropriately follow up, which again, it's a very cool tool. So for the brand new person, they don't have to worry about inviting a bunch of people over to their house. They don't have to worry about trying to do a PowerPoint presentation. All they've got to do is just ask people. Here's a simple process, right? The most brand newest terrific person, yeah, I said brand newest terrific, the most brand new person around can simply ask somebody this question. Anybody can open their lips or send out a message or send out a text that says, hey, with everything that's going on, I've been working on my home-based business. Curious if you might be able to take a look at what I'm doing to earn a little bit of extra money on the side working from home on social media. If you are, let me know. If not, absolutely okay, no big deal. And you wait, and then they say, sure, I'd like to see what you're doing. And you say, bam, and you send them the link. Say, great, I've got an 18-minute presentation. How soon can you watch it? And they say, they give you a time. You say, great, you send them the link. They start watching the presentation. And of course, our presentation tells them, gives me all the information I need to know if they're watching it or not. And I set a follow-up, and we go through the follow-up process. Very simple, duplicatable, easy to system. It takes the person out of the picture, right? People are not duplicatable, processes are. So said that all in this little 10-word paragraph that we just got started. So anyone can follow the system without being credible, special, and expert, or having a large following. So a brand new person has nobody on their team could do what I just said, right? Number 2, don't make it all about you. It's not about anything that we have to do. And I know people say this all the time. If, say, for example, our upline diamond millionaire got on and he told people, people fail, processes don't. Absolutely correct, Mr. Loggins. That is correct. So yeah, processes. If you can give somebody a system or a process and plug them into it and keep them focused on that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, when they get really good at that, it just becomes ingrained as a habit. Anybody can do that. Then of course the skill set comes in behind that as well. But don't make it all about you. I know leaders who leverage the efforts of their team to get more engagement on their personal social media profiles. I've also seen leaders message teammates telling them what the leader needs to reach out to the next rank, begging them to help out the leader. That's pretty ridiculous. The team is not there to help you. You're there. It's the other way around. So basically what that said, as a leader, it's not my responsibility to tell you to do something. It's my responsibility to show you how to do it and lead the path. It's my responsibility to sit down and show you how easy it is to invite somebody to watch a presentation. It's my job as a leader to sit down and say, here's the presentation, here's the steps, here's what you need to do. And it's not about me. It's not about how many presentations you're going to do to make me money. It's about how I can help you make money, how I can help you get more customers, how I can plug you into the system, how I can show you how to share the system with the most brand new person, and how they can go out and use that system to make more money. Absolutely cool. So remember, it's not about you, it's about them. It's a selfish program that you got to give away, if that makes sense. Number 3, do what you wish your team was doing. Don't climb up into the trainer and manager chair and bark orders at them. Instead, you go do the work, which is asking humans if they're open to your product, service, or opportunity. If you believe in your company and how it helps people, why would you ever stop introducing people to it? Right? So I love this concept. I love this idea. It's don't do what I say, do as I do. And it's just like kids. People always say, well, why is your kid acting out so much? The kid's probably acting just like mom or dad. If you think about it, kids are probably, they do what they see. Little kids are really cool. They actually do what they see and do what they hear too. So you got to be careful what you say around your kids, because they'll turn around and tell your neighbors how much you think that you don't like them. So you got to be careful what you say around them. So people do what you do, not what you say. So if you want your team to reach out to more people, then start reaching out to more people. If you want your people to do more follow-ups, then do more follow-ups with people. If you want your team to do more presentations, then do more presentations with people. Be a system, be a product of the system, and they will follow that. Very, very cool. I love that idea there. Number 4, don't rule your team with an iron fist. Now that's like a Marvel guy, Iron Fist, part of the, anyway, we won't go down there. It's a pretty cool series. I know uplines who think that they are the boss and that everyone on their team works for them. If people don't do exactly what the leader says, then the team members are chastised, passive aggressive, or even directly criticized in front of others. And one thing as a leader, it's just bad leadership to criticize someone who's done something wrong in a group. You criticize in private, you praise in public. That should always be the rule of leadership anywhere you go. Let's see, your team will just be exactly the same way you are. So passive aggressive, don't directly criticize in front of others. 100% of your team will just not be exactly the way you want. Where you want them is okay. Many leaders are focused on controlling their team than helping them get the results, if it means by any other way than what they suggest. I had teams of several thousands of people who were not brought in the exact way I taught. I got compensated off of them anyway, and that was okay. And here's one of the things I really like, and this is what in the industry a lot of people expect, is when you're in a group of people, it doesn't matter what that group is. It's a law of the universe. You can't fix it. You can't adjust it. If you have 10 people, you have 100 people, you have 1,000 people on a team in a sales organization, a marketing organization, whatever it is, 5% of those people are going to be the A personality drivers that you give them the ball and they're running for the goal line. 10% of those people are probably going to be pretty close to that. You might have to give them a little bit of coaching to run to the line. The rest of the people just want to show up and be part of the team. They don't have to be the superstar. They just want to participate. They want to feel good. They want to be there. They just want to be the average people. And you got to remember that 80% of your income is going to come from the average people. 80% of the income in your sales organization is going to come from the average people. So if you only praise and prop up the 5% that are doing well, the average people are going to get discouraged and are probably going to leave and go somewhere else. So when your income drops by 80%, you're going, what the heck happened? It's because you were praising the 5%ers, remembering that only 5% of your crew of any organization is ever going to be the guy running for the end zone. The other 80% are the people that you need to encourage, recognize, and praise for showing up every single day, for showing up and being part of the team, for showing up and maybe just being a customer. Most of the people, you realize, in a network marketing business, in a network marketing organization, only want to earn $500 a month. They don't want to be bazillionaires. They don't want to earn $10,000 a month. They have no desire to even work that hard to do that. They just want to get a little bit above water. They want to fill that empty refrigerator with a little bit of stuff so they don't feel like they're starving at the end of the month. Maybe pay that extra car note, or pay that insurance, or pay off that debt, or maybe just quit that second job that they're spending more time working than the money they're making, right? So whatever that is, remember 80% of the people in your organization are not there to crush it and go out and conquer the world. They're there because they want to feel good. They feel they love the culture of the group. They love the culture of the team. They just want to be part of that. So just keep that in the back of your mind when you're building a team anywhere. So let's see, where we go. Number five. And again, if you want this book, it's called Freakishly Effective Leadership for Network Marketers. And even if you're not a network marketer, highly recommend you read it, because the leadership principles in here and just some of the general concepts of marketing, reaching out, prospecting, and follow-up can work for any sales organization anywhere. So don't point out what you have overcome in your life, but avoid bragging or focusing on all of your amazing accomplishments or what makes up your special and credible. All you do when you shine a light on your credibility and specialness is make others on the team justify why they can't do it, but they cannot. The best response to a leader telling their story is, wow, if he or she can do it, I can definitely do that. So what does that mean? So it definitely means is if you are making $10,000 a month, they talk about being vulnerable. It's like sometimes you get up. I had shared this, and one of the things is when I'm out here building this business and prospecting, it's just like it's on autopilot. And when you get on autopilot and you get really good at doing something, is you just have to put people in front of me. And once I learn something, it's just bam, 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 bam. It's a numbers thing. It really is a numbers thing, and the numbers will work themselves out. So the more people you can put in front of somebody, the faster the process and the system works, the faster you get there. So if I tell somebody, hey, I just enrolled 12 new customers today, they're going to go, whoo, freak out. But I can go back to the story and say, man, it took my first month. It took me 30 days to enroll 21 customers because I showed up every day. I was struggling. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't quite sure what to say. And I was unorganized. I didn't really do that. But also, you've got to look at the background of the person that you're talking to. I've been doing this a long time. I've done hundreds of videos. I've been on Facebook a lot. I started doing email video marketing before people even know what email video marketing was. Way back in the car business, I would do YouTube videos and do a walk around presentation on a car, and I would send it out to people before anybody even thought about email video marketing. I was doing that. I called them cheesy walk around videos, email videos that I would send to people. And it was crazy because my contact and response ratio went from like 3% to like 300% literally overnight because I implemented that idea. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that is, you can't judge don't look at where you're at and what you're doing and how successful you are based on somebody that's been doing it a lot longer than you have, that has a lot more influence than you do. So if you're brand new and you're just getting started, wrap your head around what's the basic simple process that I need to do? What are the simple things that I need to do? And then you do those on a repeat basis and you get better at doing them, and you figure out your time block in the day that you're going to prospect. I'm going to prospect for 30 minutes in the morning. I'm going to prospect for 30 minutes at lunch. I'm going to prospect for an hour in the evening. Whatever time frame that you picked out that works around your life schedule and your lifestyle. Remember, you're an independent representative in your network marketing business. You don't have a boss. They can make recommendations and they can throw things out at you. So if you got somebody on your team that's like being bossy, they're not your boss. Some people may give you some tough love because they care about you a lot and they really want you to win. But again, that's up to you to show up every day and reach out and prospect people. So remember, looking at me and trying to compare my numbers is going to blow it will blow you away because I've been doing this a lot longer. So when you hear me throw out big numbers like Hawaiian just enrolled 12 people a day, or I prospected 50 people a day, don't freak out about that because it took me a long time to get to that point. Just show up and do something, and eventually you'll get in the groove where like, hey man, this is really cool. This is really exciting. And you sort of get addicted to the activity because you realize, man, I reached out to 50 people today. 4 people said yes, 10 people said no. The rest didn't say anything. That's absolutely okay because you keep doing it. Next thing you know, you get a customer, 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 you get a customer. But it takes time and it takes practice. Then you get a jerk that pops up and just gives you all kinds of grief. And you got to learn how to handle that. What you do to a jerk is you just block and move on because there's 318 other million people that live in the U.S. that you can reach out to and ask them if they'd like to earn a little bit extra money as a side hustle. So hopefully you guys got a lot of value from this. If you did share, feel free to share your number one takeaway. If you'd like to get my contact and prospecting scripts that I love, that absolutely just hit home runs, shoot me a private message. I'll get those to you for sure. If you're struggling with your marketing business, if you're just getting off the ground, if you're brand new, I would highly recommend that you go buy this book from Amazon. Again, it's called Freakishly Effective Leadership for Network Marketers. It's definitely a recommended read if you'd really like to launch your business and take off. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. No more empty refrigerators. Go out and make an extreme impact. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.